So tell us about your pet peeves. Hi, I'm Rod Rohrich, plastic surgeon in Dallas, Texas. RohrichKnosepodcast. Well, I'm going to talk to Jane McGarry, and this time I'm interviewing her about her pet peeves. So Jane, the host of Good Morning Texas. So what are your pet peeves? What kind of drives you?
I had to think about this. I was in the car coming over here, and I was like, what are my pet peeves? What are they? Okay, so my pet peeves are dishonesty.
Okay.
Do not like dishonesty. The next one has to do with me, and that is not that I always have to feel productive. Right. I always have to feel like like a lot of people are like, did you see this movie? Did you see that movie? And I'm thinking to myself, no, because I was waxing my floors.
You wax your floors?
Oh yeah, paste wax. I love wood floors that have
God.
actual paste wax on them. Oh yeah. So anyway,
wow.
but yeah, I know it's crazy. Okay, I mean it's therapy. But I think I have to make myself take like Sunday and just do nothing, just enjoy. So
yeah.
but that's a pet peeve of mine about me. And then I think the other one would be people who make pronouncements or draw conclusions about situations when they haven't looked at all sides of the situation. That's another pet peeve of mine.
Yeah. In other words, kind of jumping, ready, fire, aim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because there's generally, what you find out as a journalist is it's generally gray.
Exactly. They're always, and what I've learned is, as a plastic surgeon, as a physician, and also having trained hundreds of plastic surgeons, is that there's always two sides to the story,
yep.
and the truth is often in the middle or somewhere else, but it's not always black and white. In fact, very few things in life are black and white.
Yeah, no matter how much you don't want it to be that way. Even that guy who you just want to blame him for everything because he was so horrible. Actually, he wasn't that horrible. Actually, you played a role in it too. Yeah.
Good job.
Actually, you played a role too.
Yeah, I know. And of course, that's normal. That's human. I mean, we all want to look outward, but we should look inward to see what we're really participating in that part of that equation or that problem, so to speak. Yeah. No, I agree. No, I think those are very wise, and especially being honest with each other and with yourself, I think.
And that's hard to do sometimes.
I know.
It's really hard to do. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or you build them up, you say things, but you've got to realize that if you really are filled with love, you've got to approach a situation, at least in my opinion, from the place of what is really best for this person, not what's going to make me feel good because they won't get mad at me.
Right.
Because that's a lot of what motivates us sometimes. It's really about us. We act like it's about, I'm such a nice person. But what it's really about is, I don't want anybody to get mad at me. So if we really care about someone, to be honest with them, that is a favor to that person. That's really caring about somebody,
I agree.
believe.
Yeah, tell them what you think and what really happens. Only your friends will tell you the things that are true and that you probably don't want to hear, but are true. You know that. I mean, so when there's a true friend will always tell you things that you probably don't want to hear, but are true.
And sometimes it's tough to take, too.
I know.
Sometimes they tell you things and you're like, I didn't want to hear you said that. But later you look back and you're glad they said it.
I know, right. There's only 5 people in your whole life that really matter. When you really look at it in life, there's always only 5. They may change.
That's good.
They're only 5, and some are positive. You want to have all 5 be positive. Sometimes they're negative and you need to get rid of them, I
think you're bringing up something that I think is so important about life, and that is, if for whatever reason there's negative energy between you and someone else and it's toxic, it doesn't necessarily mean there's anything bad or wrong with that other person, but the combination of you guys, if it's bad, you owe it to yourself and the other person to walk away.
I agree.
You owe it to everybody to walk away. I mean, it's sort of like putting down the bottle.
Right. Yeah. No.
I mean, it is. People can be a bottle. Toxic people. And again, not that person is toxic, but the relationship between you is toxic. You put down the bottle.
I agree.
Walk away.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, that negative energy, you just got to keep the crazies at bay. And, I agree, I can see when I, talk to somebody or I see a new patient and they're just full of negativity, because all of a sudden it kind of sticks on you, and you can't let that happen. You gotta get away from that.
Yeah.
You gotta keep those folks away out of your life, because life's too short. It's not a dress
It is.
rehearsal.
And I love that. I love that saying too. That if you feel confused, not a good sign.
Exactly.
You're not going to feel confused about someone who is truly a good friend or a good relationship for you. You're not going to be confused.
I agree. Great karma. Great advice from Jane. Okay, follow her on social media. You rock.
Thank
Great
you.
karma.
Thanks for asking me to be on with you.
It's my
I appreciate
pleasure.
it.
My pleasure.
Jane McGarry on social media.